You lot look a bit too old to join us. Besides, you're all filthy gravel eaters.
Join you? What are you talking about?
The young lads of Arrakis, of course. Our revolution's youth organization.
Get them while they're young, eh?
I wouldn't say that at all. It's just a question of honest education, giving them the whole truth about our heritage. We are really proud of our activities and programs. I'd be happy to tell you about us. We have nothing to hide.
So tell me, how exactly do you plan to educate the youth?
It's all about pride, helping them realize that they don't have to cower and apologize for what they are.
And how are you gonna help them with that?
First of all, we want to get them out there, meet other sons of Granite, and see how it feels to be their true self, unshackled from societal conventions and fear. And also, we need to give them access to the right sources. Scholars and intellectuals are good at pretending they are objective while protecting the old doctrine.
What would you replace it with?
The immortal knowledge of Arrakis, of course. In the current climate, only his words can be trusted. Shielding the next generation from all the deceit out there and sharing the wisdom of our leader is more than enough.
I was wondering, you got a lot of signups?
Oh yes. Our meetings didn't used to be popular at all. But now we're breaking attendance records every single time. I guess our youth just needed a bit more time to realize that it's okay to have pride in what they are.
Huh. Another time, okay? There's something I need to take care of.
Ah, thievery, bloody thievery. Those beardless stone lickers should have set their beards on fire. Ah. What are you looking at?
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice how upset you are. Do you mind if I asked you what's wrong?
What's wrong? It's bloody thievery is what it is. Them beardless dregs have no right to my stuff. Do you know how long it's been in my family? A long time.
Whoa, slow down. Who stole from you and what did they steal?
Ye have balls. My hammer. Ever since that beardless gasbag took over Windhome, his stone lickers have been rounding up all the moon silver for that damn statue, including my family hammer. How's a smith supposed to work without his hammer?
I understand the sentimental value of your heirloom, but can't you use a different hammer for your work?
Oh, sure, I can use a different hammer. Why don't I give away my stuff for free, too, while I'm at it? That'd be all shite anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was only a suggestion.
I will take your suggestion and shove it to the sky.
How was your hammer stolen?
Dust and stones, are you even listening? Them granite babies showed up and demanded I hand over any moon silver for the glory of the Dwarven Empire. The bloody thieves.
They can do that? Just seize whatever they want?
You wouldn't believe how many gravel-headed fools there are. They hand over the stuff like they're proud to help the beardless dreg. And then when they get dwarves like me, the damn stone lickers hold you down while they ransack your home. Ah, I should have set fire to their beards.
Sorry to hear that. I'll let you know if I find a moonsilver hammer.
Ah, don't waste your time. It's long gone by now. Probably meant it down for that damn statue. If those stone lickers ever come back, I'm setting their beards on fire.
Ye have blessed my beard. Excuse me, you there. Might I have a word?
Can I help you?
Aye, that you can. My name's Herrick Grainblast. You look like a surfacer who gets around. Have you perhaps been to the city of the Dark Elves, Calabruk?
Calibrock. What does that matter to you?
Well, you see, my son, Idar, and his friend set out for the city nearly 2 moons ago. He was supposed to write me once he got there, but the letter never came. Dust and stones, I told him not to go. The surface is no place for a boy armed only with idealistic fantasies. Would you mind asking around for him if you find yourself there?
Why Calibrock? What was he hoping to find there?
He was always fascinated with the idea of other far-off lands. Calibrock was supposed to be the first of many stops on his so-called tour of Fiera. You know, it was actually his friend's idea to travel together. I doubt my boy would have gotten the notion to leave Windhome on his own.
I'll see what I can do.
If you can find anything out, that would set my mind at ease.
Malik.
Rara. And I assume this is the fabled General Erev.
Aye.
Huh. Remind me, why do we trust him?
Stones, we talked about this, didn't we?
Aye. Before I learned that we're dealing with a war criminal here. Yes, General, I know about that mysterious night when you lost your entire division. How convenient that you remember nothing.
Believe me or not, I honestly don't remember.
If it were up to me, I'd send you right back across the Sea of Dreams. Sadly, this is my sister's idea, and her responsibility.
Malik, this is embarrassing. These people aren't here because they want to be your drinking buddies. They're here because we need them and they need us. Now, please tell me you did more than just brood over the General's past when I was gone. Like, work out the plan, as you said you would.
I'm guessing my sister has already briefed you on our objective?
Break into the Windholm treasuries and steal money and weapons to build up your movement.
Well said. Now, since trying to enter the castle through the main gates is akin to suicide, our men spent the past weeks looking for a side entrance, and they found it. Here.
A map?
Of the Windholm Catacombs, aye. Just follow the marked path and it should take you right below the castle undercroft, where you'll find a buried tunnel. Clear the rubble, and presto, you're in. Questions?
A buried tunnel leading right into the undercroft? That sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah, I thought the same. But apparently the architects were planning to extend the castle further down into the mountain years ago, but stopped. That tunnel is a leftover.
And if we succeed, you'll use the money to build up your troops and take care of Arrakis, right?
Oh yes, we will.
Also, my men and I will help you on your own mission while Malik prepares the coup. Just as we agreed.
What do we do if we run into guards?
Crack open a beer with them. What do you think? You take them out as fast as you can.
Though it shouldn't come to that if we're careful enough.
You have enough men at your disposal, don't you? I still don't understand why you need us for this.
I'm with you on that. So, maybe my sister should explain.
Let me think. Because most of our men are just angry boys and girls who have never used their axes in actual battle. What we're about to do is dangerous. And we don't have the coin to afford mercenaries. Which, again, Malik, is the whole point of this. We need money to hire muscle, and weapons to equip them with. I'm all for your fiery speeches, but words alone won't bring down a tyrant. So here's your answer, General. You know how to fight, and according to your queen, you know how to lead. That's why you're here.
Fair enough. And is there anything specific we should look for once we're inside?
Money, gold, moon silver weapons. Don't bother with the rest. And maybe you'll be able to dig up some dirt on Arrakis. Scandal or something might help us to slow Arrakis' march to power.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
Just don't fuck up. Oh, and one more thing. My men saw an odd dwarf going in and out of the tunnels. I don't think he has anything to do with Arrakis. We haven't seen him in a moon, but maybe keep an eye out.
An odd dwarf?
Aye, a mud dweller by the looks of it. I'm guessing he lives down there. Who knows? Maybe someone else whose life Arrakis' granite idiots destroyed.
Understood. We'll speak later.
Your brother seems quite fierce, Rera.
I know. Sorry for him going off on you. It's just... he's complicated.
Huh. I honestly hope Iskrim comes back from that Shaper site as soon as possible. He hasn't been to Windholm for decades, but he still considers it home.
The Dwarven Circle mage, right? Aye. You mentioned that before. He lost one of his relatives during the first Blackstone Rebellion, right?
Something like that, yeah.
As though descending down the different layers of Earth, every twist and turn of the tower's spiral staircase reveals a new facet of the Dwarven city. First, the granite manors of the nobility. Then the bustling, cramped maze that is the craftsman district. Finally, the shattered houses of the mud dwellers. By the time you reach the catacombs entrance, you've left the populated parts of Windholm well behind you. This is it, says Rera, and nods towards an ornamented archway. Are you ready?
All right, these are the catacombs. Now we just need to find the entrance to the abandoned part.
Eerie.
I won't argue with that. I don't think they'll be undead, but Malik said there's been a spider infestation down here. So stay on your guard.
You can do this, Holdark.
First step is the hardest.
Damn it. There's someone down here.
Hold on, General. Look at his clothes. He's not a guard.
Huh? Oh, a surfer. Dust and stones, I thought you were one of those granite sons. Wait, what are you doing down here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Me? It's a free city, I can go where I like. You, on the other hand, this is no place for a stroll. You don't happen to be going further in, do you?
None of your business.
Right, because if you were, you'd be interested in my proposal.
What kind of proposal?
I knew you'd be curious. Here's the deal. My family has a fortune stashed away in a tomb down here, and I need the money, badly. But I'd be eaten alive before I could get to the tomb.
So let me guess. You want us to help you. What would I get in return?
I only need an heirloom that belonged to my grandmother. You can keep whatever else you find. What do you say?
Who's to say I won't just take everything in this tomb?
Well, I can't stop you there, but I have a good feeling about you. Besides, I already said you can have whatever else is in there. I just need the heirloom.
Why do you need the money so badly?
You wouldn't be interested in that. Suffice it to say, the dwarf I once called my friend is a beardless bastard. I make one mistake and he tries to run me into the ground. So now I just need this money so I can get the stones out of here. Screw Windhome and its damn politics.
You have a deal.
Splendid. The name's Huldak Stonebrow, by the way. Here's the key to the tomb. I'll wait for you back at my place on the eastern side of the city. May half give you luck.
Fresh candles. Somebody is tending to that grave.
With all those creatures around. Whoever it is, he or she has guts.
Maybe it has something to do with the strange dwarf Malik was talking about. The one who goes in and out of these tunnels.
Possible. Either way, he's not here. Let's focus on the mission for now. What's that?
Looks like a cobweb. Let's take a look. Judging by the size, this belongs to a blight widow. No wonder nobody knows about these tunnels anymore.
Blight widow?
Round about the size of a small barn, with poison potent enough to kill a troll. Nothing you'd want to spend a romantic evening with.
How do we get through the web?
Brute force? Let's try.
Here's that brooch Holdorp wanted. Wait. This says this tomb belongs to the Akshale family.
Didn't he say his last name was Stonebrow?
Yeah, he did. Looks like our new friend has a lot of explaining to do. Blazes. What is that thing?
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's not here to give us hugs and kisses. Prepare for a fight. Knee-house balls. Now we know why they suspended their work in the tunnels. Wait, do you see that? In the spider's head.
Yeah. Looks almost like some kind of jewel.
Let me take a look. Interesting. Could that...
What?
Never mind. See that tunnel over there? According to our map, it should lead right into the Undercroft.
It's buried.
Aye. I hope you brought a shovel.
While Rera is quiet as you climb up the tunnel, the way her jaw flexes and her lips press into a white line speak a different language. You're not fooling yourself. Much depends on the success of this heist. No rebellion has been won without money and weapons.
Well, knock me down with a feather.
It worked.
You're sure this is the Granite Castle?
Dead sure.
What now?
We need to find the keys to the treasury in the weapons chamber. Let's try the guard quarters first. Stones. So much for resolving this peacefully.
Indeed. This place is crawling with guards.
Well, what's that saying? When shit's raining down, don't stay and get soaked.
Is that really a saying?
No, but you get the idea. See what they have on them and then let's hurry.
Look at that. Rera, does this look like what we're after?
Let me see. Aye, that's it. The key to the weaponry. Seems we got lucky. Let's find ourselves some nice moon silver blades, shall we?
That's what I call a treasure.
And yet, according to Arrakis, Windhome is on the brink of ruin.
Good old bit of fear-mongering. Classic trick. All right. I think that's as much as we can carry. We still got some Moonsilver weapons waiting for us, though. Come on.
Nihal's hammer! Intruders! Call the overseer!
Here we are. Think we shook them off?
Either that or they're up to something. We should prepare for both scenarios. Let's get back to the entrance and keep our weapons ready.
Bloody waste of time. Spiders have probably eaten them already. An order's an order.
Damn it. Hear that? Guards. There. That's the only way.
Looks pretty grim down there.
I doubt we have a choice. Do we, Rera?
No. Let's slice it. Wait. Do you feel that?
Feel what?
That gem we collected from the Spider Queen. I think it's reacting to the web. Oh, stones! Of course! I know who that spider was.
Who it was? A spider, right?
More than that. We call her Vereka the Widow. There's a dwarven fairy tale about an earth shaper who went mad after the death of her husband and believed he had been reincarnated as a spider. She spent every hour in the tunnels and tried to become more and more like them. And, well...
So you think that spider we fought was her?
I don't know, but it'd fit. Either way, the good thing is, if that was Vereka, it means that the gem should allow us to control the spiders down here. Quick, General, put it on.
Ugh, that feels... odd.
Aye, because part of the spider's consciousness has melded with your mind. See if you can manipulate the web somehow. Go on.
Well, I'll be damned. It worked.
Good. Now let's get down there before the granite idiots catch up.
I'll be damned. They aren't attacking us.
Told you. One less thing to worry about.
Do you smell that? Fresh air.
Aye. I think that way leads back into the main cavern. We got lucky, but... Wait.
What?
With the gem, the spiders would probably help us if we get attacked. We could use this chance to do more damage to Arrakis' troops. All we have to do is stay here and wait for them to show up.
Do we really need more attention? That ruckus we caused in the castle was enough, wasn't it?
The damage is done. So if we have a chance to take out their commander, why not use it?
All right, let's wait for them to show up.
General Araf, just how did I know you were behind this? How come you're not running like you gravel eaters normally do?
Because those gravel eaters are tired of running. You'll pay for your crimes, and Arrakis will follow right after you.
Oh, the little flower has a temper. Well, I'd ask you to surrender. But that wound from Dracot still hurts like a bitch. So I'll just say you refuse to cooperate. Not that anyone would care. Kill the gravel eaters, men!
It's over.
Good. Then let's get out of here before they notice he's not coming back.
Rera, what the hell happened? There were guards all over the city.
It's been taken care of, including Commander Rugrim, the leader of the Granite Guard. Tell your men to get a cart. We've got plenty of loot.
Not bad, little sister. Not bad.
You there, get a cart.
Tell me what happened. Everything. You're sure you didn't leave any witnesses?
Well, we didn't single-handedly take on the entire bastion, but those who saw us are dealt with.
Good. Well, General, I don't know what to say. Thank you, I guess. My sister was right. It was a good idea to have a seasoned soldier on that mission.
Nothing to thank me for. Just make sure you put this money to good use. Arrakis needs to disappear.
No need to remind me.
I'll reach out to my contacts tonight so they can start hiring muscle. Until we've put together a solid army, we'll station our men in Greykeep. With the Queen's permission. When the time comes, we'll strike them with our full power. Until then, my men will help you out as promised.
There are a lot of mercenary groups out there. Who are you planning to hire?
Dwarves, mostly. For our coup, we need to be inconspicuous. And that's rather difficult if you're counting on a tribe of orcs to see it through. I know of a group of ex-Bastion soldiers who left Windhome shortly after King Rorik's death. They might be just what we need.
What will you do in the meantime, Malik?
Lay the groundwork. Gather information, bribe the right people, and make sure nobody catches wind of our little plan before we set it into motion. Just be ready when the time comes.
We will. Perfect. Then let's head back to Greykeep and file a report.
Good plan.
Huh?
How come you hate Arrakis so much? You're not part of the groups he targets, are you? And someone fighting for a cause that doesn't directly affect him is a rare sight.
Fair point. Not sure if Rara told you this already, but we both grew up in the gutter. Now, life is never easy for the poor, but at least King Rorik did something. There were food banks, shelters for the winter. Arrakis plans to abolish all that.
Really? I never heard him speak out against the poor.
Of course not. Because he needs the populace to stay in power. So he pours honey into their arses, plays the man of the people, makes them feel that they have a place in his granite bullshit narrative. I am poor, they say, but at least I'm a dwarf. Not a sissy, not a deviant, not a gravel eater. A real dwarf.
What's his end game?
What do you think? Power and riches. Did you think Arrakis got so far all by himself? No. He had all of Windhome's nobility to back him up.
They want an oligarchy.
Aye. But we won't have it. Even if it's the last thing I do, I won't stand by and watch while vermin like Arrakis and the nobles undo all our people have achieved. And once we have them groveling at our feet, we'll make them pay for their crimes. Every single one of them.
How did you become the leader of a rebellion?
By not doing what 90% of people do when a monster like Arrakis rises to power. Standing by and watching.
I meant, what did you do before the rebellion? Rara was a swashbuckler. How about you?
Swashbuckler? Is that what she calls it? She always had a romantic streak. I was in the Bastion for a couple of years, but quit after I realized what a rotten bunch they really are. After that, mostly tried to get by as a day laborer. Nothing glamorous.
Why do you care so much about my past?
Let me think. Because my beloved sister has decided to put the fate of our rebellion into the hands of you and your queen. But Rara's right. You could be a swineherd for all I care, as long as you bring the skills we need and get the job done.
What are your plans for Windhome if the coup succeeds?
When it succeeds. Windhome can't go back to the way it was. And we'll make sure it doesn't. Changes must be made. And it's up to the prince to decide if he's going to be part of those changes or not.
What kind of changes?
Too many to cover. But first and foremost, we'll ensure that it won't be fat, power-hungry nobles who dictate our country's fate anymore, rather than the people whose sweat, blood and tears have kept it going over all those centuries. The common folk.
I'll be going.
Suit yourself.
You again? What brings you back this time?
Is this your hammer?
How in the... Dust and stone, that's it! Oh, I'm never letting you out of my sight again. Well, now that I have my hammer back, I can get back to work. Take a look at my stuff if you like. Best in Windhome, and I'll burn the beard of anyone who says otherwise.
I'd like to see your stuff.
Aye. But you break anything, you pay double.
Ah, my favourite surfer, sir. I see you made it out all right.
Save it. Do you want to explain why someone named Holdark Stonebrow asked me to get his grandmother's heirloom from a tomb belonging to the Akshale family?
Damn it. Fine. Let me explain. You're right. It belongs to Bazik Akshale, a dwarf I once considered my best friend. But a best friend doesn't assume you betrayed him after one little mistake. He never even heard me out. Ever since then, he and his new granite buddies won't stop harassing me. They've plundered my home, beaten me in the streets, so no, I don't have any remorse for that stone licker. He always talked about his grandmother's heirloom and how he admired it as a child. If he wants betrayal, then by Nihalf, I'll give him betrayal. Now hand it over so I can leave this place behind.
You said he assumed you betrayed him. What did you do?
It wasn't even anything really. This lass had just broken up with him. I knew how much he cared about her, so I asked her to meet me and talk it out. See if there was anything he could do to get her back. Well, someone saw us sharing a pint and some laughs and told Baz. He assumed that she and I had been a thing even when they were together. Nothing even happened.
Did you ever tell him that?
It wouldn't have mattered. The point is, he didn't hesitate a second to accuse me of stealing Orana. That's when I knew we were done.
How could you just up and leave your home because of this?
You don't know how miserable life can get when someone has it out for you. I have nothing keeping me here, so why not? I've always wanted to travel anyway.
You owe it to your friendship to at least try to make him understand. You were his best friend too.
What? There's no way I'm explaining myself to that stone licker as if I have something to come clean about. And anyway, even if I wanted to, he's in so deep with that Granite Sun's nonsense that there's no way I could even reach him.
Here's the heirloom then. Do whatever you want with it.
Glad you understand, officer. Thank you. Well, I better get going. Won't be long before Baz realizes what I've done. Hope our paths cross again someday.
Golden dunes rise and fall at the whims of the wind, revealing and burying the bones of many a lost adventurer. For a lucky few who wander the sands, salvation appears on the horizon. A cluster of trees to shelter from the heat, and a small pool to quench cracked lips. But an oasis attracts more than just desperate travelers seeking a safe haven.
We made it. According to the map, this area is a wyvern breeding ground.
Stones, is that why it's so hot?
Come on, we've got to keep moving.
What? Do I have something on my face?
Oh, no, sorry. I was only wondering, what's the extent of your magic? Can you transform things? Say, turn a person into a chicken?
Would you like me to turn you into a chicken, Kyowu?
No! Wait, does that mean you can?
Dwarves? What are they doing out here?
Probably following their mandate to collect all the moon silver on Io. No dwarf would be out here otherwise.
True. Let's go say hello.
I have to say, Lady Alathiel, I still can't believe you're 600 years old. I mean, you must have seen so much.
Who told you that I'm 600 years old?
Sir Katras, is age a sensitive issue for elves?
Never listen to Katras.
I see.
Huh. This looks like one of those reavers.
Look at that wound. Only a moon silver axe could do that.
Windholmers. Well, keep your eyes open. Maybe the stolen weapon is still around. There we go. That's some quality craftsmanship.
Good thing the reavers can't do any more harm with it.
Huh. This letter. It's addressed to Herrick Grainblast in Windholm.
Grainblast? Isn't that the dwarf who was worried about his son?
Yeah, him. Looks like the messenger didn't make it. We should take this back to him.
Oh, hello again.
Here's the wyvern egg.
That's it? Huh. Thought it'd be a lot bigger. No matter. As soon as this egg hatches, I can get to work. Here, I owe you something. Why don't you come back later with one of these so I can craft you some fine armor?
Thanks. Will do. I'll be going.
Aye. Be seeing you.
You're back. Please tell me you have good news.
I found a letter for you from your son. It seems the messenger was killed in transit.
Oh, so he did right. Good lad. Let me see. Odd.
What's odd?
Well, he goes on and on about Torrin, his friend. Torrin this, Torrin that. Well, I suppose when you're traveling with another person, you're bound to talk about them a lot. Thank you for bringing this to me. I still don't like it that he's knee-half knows where, but this is a relief. Here, take this. You deserve it.
Thanks.
Aye, and if you ever meet my son on the road, remind him that his pa wants him to come home.
And you are certain your brother and your men can handle Arrakis when the time comes?
We will probably need your help, but yes. Until then, my men will be at your full disposal to deal with those other threats. Don't expect a dwarven elite army yet, but, well, we can handle our own.
Very well. One more thing before we conclude this conversation. High Hierophant Arrakis. What is your opinion of him, General?
He's extremely dangerous and he has half of Windwall under his thumb already, if not more. Whatever we do, we need to be careful.
We will. Be that as it may, there is still work to be done before we can restore the mosaic. Let me know once you've looked into all the trails.
Yes, General?
What do you think of the others?
Everyone is so experienced and well-traveled, you included. At times I feel quite small.
Everyone starts somewhere.
True, though I feel I have a lot of catching up to do. Lady Hailstone offered to take me aboard her privateer ship after this is over.
That's nice of her.
It is, although she said I'll need to get my sea legs. I don't really know where one would acquire such a thing, but she said not to worry about it.
Thanks for the chat.
Of course. Listen for the storm.
General, what is it?
What's your take on our companions?
Oh, so we're doing the gossip thing? Sure, why not? Who?
What's your opinion of Kaiawu?
Kaiawu? He reminds me of myself a little.
Why's that?
Well, he's clearly looking for his place in the world. I admire his strength, though. Defying his father, the chieftain of the tribe, and thus theoretically turning his back on his people. Takes guts to do that. Other than that, he's quite withdrawn and doesn't seem very interested in anything outside of his Jakku. Apart from you, that is.
From me?
Come on. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. You fascinate him. On a personal and, bodily level.
Good to know.
I'm surprised you didn't notice. But no reason to worry. I don't think Kaiawu is the kind of man who'd make a move on his own anyway. Either way, anyone else?
Did you hear back from the Black Company's leader yet? We still need to find information on those rogue sleepers.
Good of you to ask. Yes, I have. And he agreed to meet us. We can make for Calabrook as soon as you want. Oh, never mind.
What is it?
I wanted to ask you for a favor. There's someone I want to pay a visit to when we get to Calabrook. Someone I have a score to settle with.
Who? What did he do?
She. Remember how I told you that I lost my family to the Bloodburn? I just found out that... Well, I have reason to believe that their death could have been avoided. By her. I promise you that there'll be no bloodshed. At least not if I can help it.
All right, but we must be quick about it. We can't afford to lose time.
I know. Thank you. Let me know when we can set out.
Ah, General. I've been meaning to talk to you. Good work on the heist. And those spiders, they never saw it coming.
Probably one of the strangest things I've done. That was a lot of gold we took from the treasury. Where would it all go?
Aye, it was a good haul. Most of the coin will go towards mercenaries and more weapons, but we've set aside a portion for Windhome's displaced too.
That's charitable.
We do what we can. Either way, did you need something?
How are the rebels doing?
Good. Things are moving thanks to that gold. We're filling our ranks and securing more resources. It'll be a while, but this rebellion is actually becoming something.
I wanted to know more about you.
Me? Fancy that. Alright, what do you want to know?
So, when you're not overthrowing tyrannies or traveling the world, do you spend time with anyone special?
Stones, I see where this is going. No, General, there's no dear lad waiting for me somewhere.
Will you ever settle down?
I'd like to, someday. Just not right now.
How did you become the leader of the Blackstone rebels?
I'm not a leader. I represent the hundreds that oppose Arrakis and his bloody granite sons.
I saw the way the rebels look to you. Like it or not, they follow you in Malik.
Stones. To be honest, it just sort of happened. When Arrakis rose to power, we weren't trying to create a force to oppose him. We were just looking for others who believed we were better than old prejudices and shitting on the poor. When it turned out there were a lot of us, it became a question of what we could do, not just what we believed. Before I knew it, I was looking around and everyone was looking at me.
What do you hope the rebellion will accomplish?
You mean besides removing that madman from power? Well, reinstating the prince, for one. and cleaning house with some of the old advisors who opened the doors for Arrakis.
That'll be something you decide?
No, not me. Ultimately, it'll be up to the prince. From what I hear, he's a smart lad. He won't ignore the wants of his people, the same people who rose up to defend his throne.
Sounds like you're just restoring the status quo. Wasn't that what allowed someone like Arrakis to rise up in the first place?
I disagree. Arrakis took advantage of King Rorik's death. That won't happen again. Once there's stability on the throne, the prince can figure out how to improve the lives of his people.
Why do you think they look to you?
Well, stones. I asked myself the same question.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Really? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Really? I thought you were an adventurer. Why are you so invested in a rebellion?
Does leaving your homeland mean you no longer care about it? Or the people you left behind? I wouldn't trade my travels for a sturdy life in Windhelm. Aye, that's true. But it sickens me to see us become something I know we're better than. So, if putting aside my own wants is what it takes to help my home fight a pestilence, then I'll do it. Gladly. What about you? Where do you consider home?
I wouldn't call anywhere home. I serve Nortander, and I go where she needs me. That's all.
Detached devotion. I don't envy you.
Are you from Windhelm?
Aye, born and raised. Although I hadn't been back until a few months ago.
Why's that?
Well, I was busy, I guess. Seeing what else was out there. I ended up with some privateers out in the Sea of Dreams.
How does one end up with privateers?
I guess one thing led to the next. Malik and I owed a debt to some traders. They knew I was good with the blade, so I served as a bodyguard on their expedition.
And they turned out to be privateers?
No, it turned out they owed the privateers a debt. And when some bloody wolves tore our camp and the traders to bits, Captain Tarzan stuck me with the debt. So I served on her ship.
Why didn't you try to run?
Oh, I did. Not at sea, obviously, but each time we made port, they always had a way of finding me. After a while, though, I realised I actually enjoyed it. Being out there with only blue above and blue below, chasing sea rats like hounds on a hunt, it was freedom. The crew accepted me as their own.
Then, how did you come back?
I got a letter from Malik about what was happening in Windhelm. I told the captain. She paid out my cut and bid me good tides.
Just like that?
Aye. Just like that. Best captain on the seas. Once this business is taken care of, I plan to rejoin them. Maybe finally drag Malik along too.
So, you're a pirate?
Dust and stones, no. More like a pirate chaser. We were contracted by some minor Nortander lords to protect their merchant vessels. Drove off a lot of sea thieves.
Where was Malik while you were adventuring?
He stayed in Windhelm. Took a job as a labourer in the mines. I was only supposed to be gone a short while, but when it became clear I wouldn't be back, I asked him to join me. But he declined. Said he liked his feet on solid ground. We wrote letters, though. That was always my favourite part about returning to port. Finding a letter waiting for me about my brother's latest news.
You must have had a lot of adventures. Got any stories?
Aye, I do. Buy me a drink or three and maybe I'll tell you.
Do you have any other family in Windhelm? Parents?
It's always just been me and Malik. We jumped around in the streets for a while before an orphanage took us in. The woman who ran it, she's the kindest person I know. She took in everyone, even though she had practically nothing to spare. And yet she's the kind of person Arrakis would sweep away. Not because of her character, but because of the haves and have-nots.
Sounds like you had a rough childhood.
Stones. It was rough. But you know, in a way I'm grateful. Having nothing makes you appreciate what little you do have. The people who work their arses off to survive, those are some of the strongest people I know. And it's how I know we're better than this Granite Sun's bullshit. A lot of us don't want this. We just have to empower ourselves to resist.
That's all I wanted to know. Want to get a drink?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Ugh.
Ugh. Why is everything still spinning?
I'd like to learn more about the dwarves. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm no anthropologist, General. Doesn't Greykeep have a library?
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
I believe you. Ask me about something I know, like brandy and the drinking of brandy.
What do you think of the people who've joined us?
General, I didn't peg you as a gossip. Alright, I'll play. Who do you mean?
What's your take on Wraith?
Wraith. He doesn't trust me. He's had a painful lesson not to put faith in a fragile world. I respect him for that, but it's not as doom and gloom as he makes it. He's swimming in the ocean, refusing to look anywhere but down, so of course he only sees the abyss. If only he'd look up.
What do you think of Iria?
For being the first mage of the circle, she's surprisingly nice.
That surprises you?
Maybe she doesn't fully realise it, but she's a leader. Leaders don't usually end up in their positions without being a little ruthless, even those with the best intentions. It's refreshing, and I can see she's very nice to you.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Kaiawu.
He reminds me a bit of my brother, questioning why things are the way they are, and I see the way he looks at you. I don't even think he knows it yet, or what to do about it.
You don't think so?
Wait for him to make a move and the mountains will be dust before it happens.
See you later, Rara.
See ya.